Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am Kelly Raspberry Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
My husband, Alan Evans, and we are in a special location recording this week's podcast. We're actually at the Kid Craddock Morning Show studios because we've invited back someone who did our podcast about a year ago. And this was the one and only time we had horrible technical difficulties. And I messed up, somebody messed up, but the audio wasn't there. And we had to pull the sound off Facebook. So it didn't sound great. But even though the audio was that bad, it was still one of our most popular podcasts, which shows you how great the information was. So we wanted to invite back our guest with good audio and make sure we got it right this time. But our guest is Paula Grooms.
Paula Grooms, yay.
It's been about a year, right, Paula?
Yes.
And Paula is the one that brought us the book. You got the copy right there, honey.
Why Won't He Commit?
Why Won't He Commit? Which I think is still a problem that a lot of women have, especially when they're in these long-term relationships and they can't seal the deal.
How a man decides to make you the one.
Right. And Paula, has anything changed as far as the information, or is it all the same from last year?
Yes. It's all the same. Anybody can go to whywon'thecommit.com or coachpaulagrooms.com. Take the consumer versus buyer relationship test. We'll talk about what that is.
Yeah.
And find out all the information there.
Yeah, because we have had a lot of people that have just found the podcast since the last time you were here. We've got a much bigger family, our podcast family. And so a lot of times people are just now hearing this information for the first time, or maybe you heard it a year ago. Sometimes you have to hear things multiple times to have it sink in.
Boy, is
so we're
that
going to
true.
be covering a lot of the same ground, but it'll still be new information.
Great.
So the whole principle behind your book is what?
Well, it's that a man has to be at the right time in his life in order to commit. There's that old saying, a woman marries when she meets the right man. A man marries when it's the right time.
Yes, and it's just whoever is in that particular window of time, right?
Well, it's interesting, yes, and that's where the puppy principle comes in, because men love us all as women, and they view a relationship as a responsibility. And so it's a little different for men in terms of the way they love, the way they view women, the way they communicate, the way they commit. So it's just night and day, male and female, yin and yang.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you have to look at celebrities and the ones that have been these confirmed bachelors. George Clooney, the best example that comes to mind. I'm never getting married. He got married very young and said, I'm never doing it again. Don't want kids. It's not for me. And he went on he had a lot of long-term relationships with women, beautiful women, never married until he met Amal Clooney, now Amal Clooney. And even has babies
50.
with her. And he was older, but I guess whoever he would have been dating in that window of time, if she met the right criteria, could have been Mrs. Clooney.
It's not the best news for women, but it's true. Yes. And so, because I want women to know more than anything that men love them. Correct, Alan?
That's right. I love women.
Exactly.
Especially my woman.
Good answer. Love that. Love that. Yes, and that's what the puppy principle is. Because as a woman, I don't know, do you have a doggy?
Well, we did have a dog, George, but he passed away.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been about a year, a little bit more than a year.
Yeah.
Paula, I'm going to tell this a really brief side note because George, my dog, a little Yorkie poo, he got me through my divorce. I was pregnant. It was just a nightmare. But my dog I would go home and cry to my dog every night. He got me through everything. And then it's like the months before Alan and I got married, he passed away. And I was just devastated. But a friend told me, George got you to where you needed to be. George knew it was time that you were going to be taken care of with Alan. And he knew it was okay for him to go because he had a lot of health problems. But I was just like, it made that transition easier for me.
Oh, wow.
But I miss his little puffer fresh so much. I can't stand it. Getting close to thinking about getting another one, but it's hard to replace that loss,
Right.
But back to your puppy principle.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, I love that. And I love that he kind of knew that
Yes.
it was, you were transitioned to another whole and this new man in your life.
Yes, that's what we choose to believe.
Yes, it's lovely. So the puppy principle is simply this, that most women, we love puppies. We have on Facebook, the most looked at, I think, are cat
Puppies and
videos
kittens.
puppy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And whether it's kittens or puppies for you, most women have that visceral feeling when we see them, when we're around them. We just are drawn to them in a way that frees us. We're in the moment. We're not thinking about anything else when we're with them.
Right.
And it just gives us that great feeling. Well, men feel that way about women. The way we feel about puppies, you guys feel about women for the most part, right? Would you second that?
Yeah, I would. That, they're all, I don't want to say features, but they're all things about women that a lot of men find attractive, whether it's
Like what?
Whether it's their hair or their physical attributes or their personality or their
Our little wet noses.
I could make a joke, but I'm not going to make one there. Their femininity, things like that men appreciate. So sure.
I love that because that's exactly it. So I say, whether you're a Bichon, a Beagle, or a Bulldog, there's going to be something about you that a man finds, like you said, it's the essence. It's the femininity. It's, the features as well, right? And you might have a favorite, quote unquote, breed, right?
Sure.
You might like a Great Dane over a Griffin, right? But if they're both you love them all.
Exactly. I love all women.
And
But I
all
really
puppies.
like creamy redheads.
Aw, baby.
Good answer. Yes, exactly. But that's the premise. And if we as women can understand, because many women will be, I don't get it. Why is he like, I'm a blonde and I see him like going after these brunettes or whatever it is. It's just that you appreciate. It's kind of like you're a connoisseur of women.
Yeah.
So the puppy principle not only explains how men view women, and it allows you to feel good about yourself no matter whether you're that 20 pounds to the man means nothing, correct? Very little.
Thank goodness.
No, seriously, very little, because
Right.
it's not about that,
Right.
right? So if we take it to the next level, which is for us, you and I, Kelly, if we're going to adopt a puppy, we have to be at the right time in our lives to do so. Meaning there's a set of criteria, and you'll find that in my book, where you have to have your finances in order, right? To take on the responsibility of the pup.
Yes, very expensive proposition.
Exactly. You have to be at a stage in your life. Your lifestyle has to support it. In other words, if you know you're going to take off on a 3-month vacation, that's not the right time for you, correct?
Right.
If you know you're going to be changing jobs, that's not the right time for you. All these things that have to line up. Then you want to get ready for the puppy, right? You want to research which one it's going to be and where he's going to sleep and all the things he's going to do, right?
Yeah.
And you're laughing. Why?
Is this
true.
Is this the research like that's in Cosmo? Is that where women research men?
Well, no, that's how we're researching getting our
A
pet.
puppy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now, for a man,
Not you're thinking about women looking for men. No, that's the opposite of what you're saying.
right.
Okay.
Right. So for a man, it's that he has to have, because we view commitment, women, as a natural outgrowth of love. We spend time with a man, we have sex with him, we're committed. It doesn't go any further than that. It's 1, 2, 3, ABC. For a man, he views commitment as a responsibility, because you guys don't bond through time and sex. You will actually only bond in one way, and that is through making a formal commitment. And I thank Bob Grant. He's a licensed professional counselor for that, which was so eye-opening to me and so wonderful, because it's kind of like for you when you marry Ellen or any man, you're joining a team.
Exactly. And I've always had this opinion that, especially when I was in the dating world, if a man, has sex with a woman real early on in the relationship, to me, in my opinion, that always caused problems later on as they got into the kind of their dating life. Because to your point, the woman feels like, well, he had sex with me. We're now a couple. Whereas the man, if he's having sex with you that quickly, he's probably having sex with a lot of other ladies he's dating that quickly. That's, from a man's perspective, that's kind of how I see that.
It's not as special.
Right. So to me, that lines up exactly with what you're saying in the book.
That. Yes.
And I think a lot of times because a woman feels like the sex solidifies it, we rush it.
Yes.
Because we want to have that relationship solidified very quickly. So we rush the sex. And then when it's very devastating when it ends quickly after that.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things about, men value what it is that they work for. Correct?
Correct.
So that's why for women, I recommend just what you're saying, Alan, is you want to wait to have the sex, even though you may want it just as much as the man does, right? It's that if he doesn't have to show himself as being worthy of achieving that part of it, he's not going to be as, he's not going to value you as much, because men value what it is that they work hard to achieve.
I totally agree with that. What do you think, babe?
I 100% agree. It's not just in relationships. It's in your career. It's in sports. It's in everything. That's just, it's a broad brush for painting, but that's pretty much true for every man.
And I'm not saying that two people that met, had sex on their first date, they're a great relationship.
You hear those stories, and they are still together like 20 years from now, but that's not always.
Generally speaking.
Generally speaking.
You know what I call that? I call that an eclipse.
Yes.
Eclipses happen, right? But they're not the norm of every day where the sun and the earth do their normal thing, right? So I say to every woman, think of yourself as an exceptional woman, but not the exception to the rule. Because here's
risk it?
Right? Because here's the deal. That couple that you're talking about that meets and they have this unbelievable chemistry and they are the eclipse, whether she waited or not, it would work. But the fact is, if she waits, she kind of makes it happen against the being an eclipse. So in case it's not an eclipse, it has a chance.
And she's more of a prize.
Yeah.
Now, Paula, is there a way to salvage that if you do have that physical part of a relationship too soon? Is there a way for a woman to salvage that? If you can feel like, I'm not going to name names, obviously, but I know of someone who probably slept with a guy too soon, and now he's not quite as forthcoming with the phone calls and the text messages. Suddenly, he's still communicating some, but that passion they had leading up to that one night, and now it's kind of different.
Because you see,
can she save it? Is it too late?
No, you can. It's because he achieved what he, that's his main goal, right?
Right.
And that's not impugning a man. We want men to be men, right? So you can't salvage it. And I get women coming into my program all the time. That's what they want to do. Or they have a consumer and they want to move him up the scale to being a buyer.
Yeah, we need to get to that because we're covering the puppy principle right now, and I'm probably moving you ahead too far.
That's perfect.
But first, I want to tell you, when I was growing up, my parents owned their own small business, and they were always looking for good, reliable employees, and it was hard. They took a lot of chances on people who didn't work out. Then they have to go through the whole hiring process again and again and again. I wish there was ZipRecruiter back then, but fortunately there is ZipRecruiter now. And whether you're looking for hundreds of employees or just one, ZipRecruiter is the hiring tool you need. They send your job out to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. And with their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find the people with the right experience and then invites them to apply for your job. ZipRecruiter is so effective, 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. In fact, ZipRecruiter is the highest rated hiring site in America. Right now, our podcast listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address. It's ZipRecruiter.com/sandwich. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sandwich, SANDWICH. ZipRecruiter, it's the smartest way to hire. So I guess we need to get back to the puppy principle because I think I was telling you after I read the book, that was what resonated with me is like I finally became the puppy that he picked out of the litter and wanted to take home. Because Alan, when we both met, we were both doing Bumble and he was dating a lot of different women. I was dating a lot of different men, but I'm the one he picked out of the litter. I was his puppy.
But it was, see, here's the thing. Women date almost exclusively, I'll say. It's always almost. Not to just have fun and to date. We date to find a man and have a relationship.
Right.
Men, when they're in the state of being a consumer, and a consumer is not in a state of being ready, willing, and able to commit, according to that criteria we talked about, which is our criteria for adopting a puppy, right? So when he's in that state, he is, as a consumer, dating to have fun. Dating is fun for men. Because why? Because there's around all these wonderful different puppies.
A lot of puppies.
Right?
Getting a lot of attention from the puppies, too.
Yeah. I use this example all the time because I live in New York City. So, if I'm with a man or a woman, I say to them, okay, so I'm with a man. I say, if we can go across the street right now to that bar. There are 40 female models over there. And we can just, there are no men. You and I can just go hang out. What does he say?
What does he say?
Seems like you'd want to go hang out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I said, wait. There's a caveat. They're all married. Do you still want to go hang out?
I mean, hanging out would be fine, but...
Exactly. Not quite as excited as you were.
Yeah, right. Not quite as pumped about it.
But you'd still want to go. They're female models, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Because puppies. So, great. So, I say to women... Okay, across the street are 40, and I make this caveat, 40 straight male models.
Okay.
All right? And we can go hang out.
Okay.
And you say, if you're a single woman, you say, what?
Let's go.
Yeah, right. I said, wait. There's a caveat. They're all married.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Says
what's
it
the
all.
point?
Right. Now, it's not, you weren't like Alan where it's like, I'm still going to go.
Yeah.
Still going to be fun, right? It's,
Alan, you're such a man.
They might like card tricks.
They might like card tricks.
But you see, you don't want to, as a woman.
It's like a waste of my time.
Absolutely.
And why do I want to see something I can't have?
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So if I turn it around and I say to you, Alan, we've got an hour to hang out. There are 40 12-week-old puppies across the street, and we can go just hang out for 2 hours. And be with them. Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Most men will like, okay,
yeah.
But it's not. For women, if I say to you, Kelly, we can go, we have nothing to do, and there are 40 puppies.
Oh, yeah, I want to go play.
Exactly.
I want to go play.
That's because when we're lying on the floor with them, those puppies, it is just intoxicating for women. Like we're taken out of we're in the moment, we're taken out of our heads and all the problems of the world. And that's what those creatures do for us. You kind of the same with all the women. You're in the moment at that bar, correct? Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're not. When we're at the bar with the men, we're more in our heads. What is he thinking about me? Is he available? We're more, it's not a release for us. It's not intoxicating and just enjoy. It's just not the same. So that's where we take it to the next level, which is when a man is ready to commit, he's looking for that special one that he's got it all set up and ready to go to take home and adopt.
Isn't this interesting? It's like you just take it for granted. Oh, we just go through all the motions of this, but there's like, I guess is it a biological thing?
Biological
is it a
and
chemical
psychological.
thing? Is it just our instincts as human beings? How does this?
This is interesting because I didn't know any of this when I was
think about it like that.
And I didn't think about it when I was in the dating world. But now applying what Paula's saying to, we were just talking before the podcast, and I'm sure we'll get into this, but applying what she has in the book to my dating life, it makes total sense.
In hindsight,
it makes total sense.
And
because
if you had the information while you were dating, do you think you would have approached it differently?
I would have been more self-aware. It might not have taken me as long because I would have been a lot more self-aware about me.
Right.
You know, I thought when I was dating a dozen women at one time that, oh, sure, one of them is going to fall out of here. And well, I wasn't ready. I was still a consumer, not a buyer. Mm-hmm. So had I known that there was a difference there, I think I would have been more self-aware and I could have probably had a little more direction. Sure.
I'm just curious if I would have looked at dating differently, because when I was, on Bumble, mine was about quantity, because I knew the more dates I had, the better chance I'd get to the one. So I made it almost like a job where I would literally have 5 dates in 1 week. I would, schedule around my daughter's schedule. I wasn't introducing her to anybody. Mm-hmm. But, I would either meet them for lunch or a quick happy hour or coffee or whatever. But I would squeeze in 5 a week because I felt like every no got me closer to a yes. And it was really fun because I didn't put a lot of pressure on each date. But I don't know if I was doing something, was that the way I approached it? Was that more of a masculine approach?
A little bit. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Which is my next book. It's going to be Online to Becoming the One.
Yeah, because, used to be online dating, people were embarrassed. And there's still a few people that don't like to admit that they found somebody. They'll lie about how they met.
Which is too bad.
It is, because truly, they say everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. So why is there still a stigma?
I don't understand that now, because you can buy a house online, you can buy a car online, make all these big, important decisions in your life. But when it comes to meeting somebody, why would you lie
Paula,
about
we need
that?
your book.
Yeah. Why would you find shame in that? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I have specific strategies that for women, especially for women, about online dating, because it can become very frustrating for women. Mm-hmm. Because women are, again, we're dating to look for someone special.
Right. That's what I was doing. But I was just crossing them off the list.
Right. The man is dating as entertainment, and he can be a consumer, and you won't know in the beginning. A man who is a consumer acts just like a buyer in the beginning.
Because why? Because
it's very, very simple. He wants the
sex. He wants the sex, right?
Well, yeah, he doesn't want her to run off. He wants to.
And then once she gets the sex, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, no, he wants her. he doesn't want to scare her off, I guess. He wants her to feel like he has good intentions. Is that a good way of saying it?
He just wants the sex.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is a good way of saying it, but here's the rub, is that I say for women to remember this. Men amuse themselves and self-soothe with women.
Self-soothe? Mm-hmm. I've done some self-soothing in my day.
By yourself, without the woman. I know what you're saying. My husband. Oh,
sorry, Paula.
But actually,
she just keeps going forward.
Because in my time, I've coached men in this, and I know that that's what a consumer does. And all men, until they buy, are consumers, right? Mm-hmm. And a consumer is amusing himself with women, and he's self-soothing with women. See, women don't do that with men. We do that with a puppy, just like you said. Your puppy got you through all kinds of times. He was a self-soother, right, for you.
Right.
Right? But men do that with women.
That's interesting, because and there are probably women that do this, and they would be the minority, but if there are women that self-soothe with men, there would be a term that you would use for that type of woman who gets around, right?
Right.
I mean, then you have that stigma.
Yes.
Whereas that stigma doesn't apply as much to men.
No, you're just a player.
That's
you're just having fun.
Doesn't apply as much to men, right?
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
I'm
not trying to be derogatory. I'm just saying there's a double standard there.
You got it.
Right.
You got it. And less women do that. And the more mature we become, the less we self-soothe with men. Because here's the thing. As women, and this is changing a little, which I love, but it's very slow slope, that, we've got our best friend, our sister, our mother, or we have these deep connections with other women where we go to them for any if we need to self-soothe, we need a person.
Mm-hmm.
Men, when you don't have that special woman in your life, now you might have a sister but it's guys don't do that with guys as much. You can't go to your guy friend and say, I'm really having a bad week. Or, it's just not, you don't do it as much, right?
Right.
Or you do it in a different way. Because if you start that, your guy friend's going to be like,
dude, what are you talking about? Order another beer. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So your soft place is with a woman, right?
Yeah.
And so men tend to self-soothe with women, and women have to know that and really vet their man to being a buyer because you're wasting your time.
And how do you know when you're with a buyer and not a consumer? I mean, a man can probably fool, like you said, fool you into thinking that. And because we know of a guy who tells us, a mutual friend of ours tells us, I'm looking for a relationship. I want the one. But it's like every time he has a connection with somebody, he's still looking for the next one, the next one.
Let me ask you, and maybe your answer will answer that question.
But he says he wants to be a buyer.
Okay. Well, how did you know? Because you knew that I had dated women. You knew I was on Bumble. How did you know that I was ready to be a buyer versus just being
you told me.
Me being another consumer.
Because you told me.
Okay.
Because we were dating. I mean, I didn't like rub it in his face. I'm dating 3 other guys. It wasn't like
and
that.
You didn't want to.
But I wasn't hiding the fact that I was still seeing other people.
Exactly.
And so when Alan told me, well, I'm deleting my Bumble, I was like, I'm good for you. I'm not deleting mine yet.
She didn't say it like that.
I didn't say it like that, but I let him know I'm not deleting. But I mean, I did let you know I wasn't deleting mine.
Okay. So, and then the way I said it was more, hey, babe, I just want you to know that, I'm deleting my Bumble. And I think I even said, I'm not expecting you to do anything about that. I just want you to know that.
But that was his way of letting me know I'm done here. And I was a little bit, I don't know, I guess because I was dating a couple other guys who were really nice guys. And Alan was just a nice guy. And we didn't rush anything. We didn't even kiss to our 4th date.
Wonderful.
And but it was just like, I wasn't really ready to say, okay, I'm putting all my eggs in this basket. But then, yeah, it wasn't too long after that. But then again, you know what, Paul? I had to be the first one to say I love you.
Ooh.
After all that.
Wow.
His big thing was he traveled a lot in his career at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he would go on these business trips and I'd get calls. I miss you. I just miss you. And I was like, well, I miss you too. No, but I miss you. And I knew he was trying to say I love you because he would just repeat it over. But I just miss you. And I think
I said it more as I drank.
The more he drank. Yeah, those 2:00 in the morning phone calls were real precious. I wish I was recording them. But I knew he was trying to say it, but I think maybe he was holding back because he was afraid I wouldn't say it in return. Maybe.
Yeah, that was,
maybe that was it. Why don't you just say, I love you?
Well, there were, if I'm being completely honest, there were a lot of emotions at that time. I had been previously married for a long time, been through a divorce, been dating for a while. And then, like I was telling Paula before the podcast, I felt at the time you and I met that I was ready. I was ready to find somebody. But if I didn't, that'd be okay too. But now I find somebody. And it's like, is this really it? Is this really happening? And I guess I just had that hesitation that, well, I'm not going to say it today, but I know this is really happening, so I'm going to say it. Just not today. That's how I felt.
So it became, I miss you.
I wanted you to know that.
Just kept saying.
Well, no, I wanted you to know that I cared and I knew and I had feelings, but I guess I was a little scared to put it out there. Yeah.
But I knew.
Yeah.
We're going to take another break from our interview with Paula Grooms because I want to tell you about this. Now, if you're a business owner, you know how critical the U.S. Postal Service is for your business. Whether it's mailing out advertisements or mailing out packages, you rely on the post office to make your business successful. However, as a small business owner, it's not always a 9-to-5 job. The post office has to close. That's why Stamps.com is such a genius service. Because even if it's in the middle of the night, you can still access all the incredible service of the post office right from your own desk with Stamps.com. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer. The mail carrier just picks it up for you. Click, print, mail, and you are done. It's so easy. We love using it for a sandwich and some loving, and we know you'll love it too. And right now, when you use the code SANDWICH, you get a special offer. It includes up to $55 free postage, a digital scale, and a 4-week trial. But don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Sandwich. That's Stamps.com and enter Sandwich. And now back to more of this great interview with Paula Grooms.
I really love what you said about when you guys were dating, that you were the first one to say, I'm getting off of the site.
Mm-hmm.
Love that, Alan. But you were what I say all the time to women. It's one of their most powerful tools is to be vague.
Yeah, I was somewhat vague. Would you say that about my
I didn't completely know what was going on with you, and I didn't pry into it.
You didn't.
I just was like, well, hey, I'm just going to be me. The best I can.
And may the best man win.
May the best man win. And I'll tell her what I'm doing, and the chips will fall where they may.
Right. Vague is a seriously good strategy about everything that you do as a woman, because a man will generally, when he's a good guy like you and not a controller, he won't ask those questions. But guess what he will do? He will wonder.
Yeah.
And wondering and longing is how men fall in love.
How about that?
I was very manipulative. Not on purpose.
No, not on purpose. But it is the biggest strategy that we have to allow a man. See, women love through, one of my gender gaps, women love through knowing, men love through wondering. And if you need to keep your man, for his sake and for the sake of your relationship, in a bit of a state of wonder. And the way you do that is by being vague. I always say our body part and vague have the same letter that they start with.
Paula.
For a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For a
Paula's
big
a little
reason.
risque this
Paula,
morning.
a little edgy.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just putting it out there, Paula.
Absolutely. So that's an easy way for women to remember it. Be vague.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Right?
I'm going to hear this for weeks.
Because it's also men glaze over with details that do not have to do with them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What do you mean? Absolutely. What?
This isn't a Paula.
So here's the deal.
Emphasize that.
Here's the deal. If a man asks you something, Alan asks you something, if it's not of import directly to him, like, how was your day? Be vague. Be vague. Not a specific thing and drone on about whatever, right?
Sorry, babe. I do that. I drone on.
You don't drone on too much.
I'll do better.
You don't drone on too
I'll be so mysterious, you won't know what's happening.
Because it's kind of like he just wants to wonder. It just makes you it puts you in a different state, and that state is a loving state.
So even after you're married, keep that vagueness.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah.
I maybe I've been a little bit too transparent.
What?
Maybe I should be a little bit more mysterious. Where were you today? I don't know, just doing stuff.
Well, there are certain things I like to know, what's happening. Like,
Yeah, but keep up the mystery.
Yeah.
You can do that really well, and this is one of the things I teach in my program, which is especially in text. You want to be very because even in a marriage, you have your texting relationship a little bit,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You want to be. Here's a great strategy. You just don't answer right away.
Give it a minute.
More than a minute, right? And you want to always vary it up. It might be 2 hours. It might, because see, in that entire 2 hours, whatever he's asked you, babe, when are we having dinner? What time's dinner tonight? Right? Say it's 3:00. You wait and you don't answer. That entire 2 hours, you're wondering. He's blushing.
Am I really?
Yeah.
You can see a blush on this face?
He's wondering. That's all it takes. When you get back and say, dinner's at 6, you're good to go. But that entire 2 hours, you just had that little, where is she? What's she doing?
Yeah. Why didn't she? That's Good one, Paula.
Oh,
now he's
it's
going to
great.
know what I'm up to.
And then you're vague again. If he happens to say, where were you? Why didn't you answer? It's again very vague. Oh, I guess I didn't have my phone. Oh, I don't know. I guess I didn't have my phone. Or, just this and that, busy with stuff, vague.
Now, this doesn't work in reverse. No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Men, if there are men listening to this podcast, hear that.
So if I come home late, where were you, babe? Oh, I was here and there and everywhere.
Absolutely. Does not, well, you got it, Ellen. It does not work in
That ain't going to work.
No, because women we love through knowing.
Oh, okay.
Knowing.
Got to remember that. Women love through knowing, men love through wondering.
And that makes total
That
sense.
is a brilliant piece of information.
It really is.
It's a good takeaway
It really is.
from today. Now, also in your book, I don't know if we've addressed enough. Have we completed a thought on the puppy principle? Have we gotten?
We did. And
We completed that, and we've put the consumer versus buyer.
well, women can go and take the test.
The test, that was really important. I think a lot of our listeners from the last podcast, bless their hearts, they listened through that horrible audio situation because it was such good information. Tell about that online test that you
Right.
offer.
They can go to whywon'thecommit.com or coachpaulagrooms.com and click on relationship testing. And they take the consumer versus buyer relationship test. And that's at any point in your dating and relationship. Now, remember, we talked about in the first month, he's going to come up pretty high.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you got to wait a little bit. But anytime after 3 months, you're going to get a full read on whether he's a consumer. That's either an ultimate consumer, a mixed messages consumer, prospective buyer, or bona fide buyer.
So 3 months is pretty much a good rule of thumb to know if a man's
Absolutely.
the one or if he figures out you're the one.
Well,
3
because
months.
Here's the thing. He can love you to death and not be a buyer. Love alone. See, he doesn't commit out of love alone. That love is not the thing. You can love. There were probably women when you were dating that you loved, right? In one form or another. May not feel the same.
Yeah.
But if you had been in the state of being a buyer, that love would have probably been different. And a
Yeah.
little more.
They weren't so annoying.
Yeah. Right.
But is there, there's some women that they'll stay in a relationship and it's a loving relationship, 5, 6, 7 years. And there's just something about getting that ring and getting that wedding. There's just something about that a woman still needs.
And I recommend it because you see, the man needs to bond. He needs to take on that responsibility. I tell it this way as the analogy to the puppy principle. I am taking care of my sister's dog. It's a lovely golden retriever, the best doggy ever. I've always loved him. I call him my boyfriend because he will sleep with me. Every time I'm with him, he sleeps with me all the time, right? If she said to me, I want to give him to you, right? You love him so much. I want to give him to you. I'm not in the state of being a buyer, right?
Right.
He's a big golden retriever. I live in New York City in a walk-up, in a studio, a New York City postage stamp size studio, right? I'm traveling with my book and all of that. I'm not in the state of being a buyer, but I love him. So as a woman in that scenario, I would say, but you love her. You're just not in the state of being a buyer. It doesn't matter that love. Love alone does not make a man commit. That's the biggest takeaway for every woman to know.
But if you've invested 6, 7, 8 years and that's your heart's desire,
Right.
can you flip him or is it, you can?
You can.
You can flip him.
But it's going to take the strategies, and it takes patience for the woman. It takes her commitment, because I see it all the time, and it happens in my program. I just had one happen last week in my program. It takes her commitment to doing the strategies, and they're tough.
But if you've invested that much time and you don't want to walk away,
Right.
it's worth it.
It's so worth it, because you are going to find out in that amount of time, he is either going to, through that strategy, flip, and that's your best chance, or he's not. And if he's not, he's never going to.
And by this quiz, can you find out if he's going to flip or not? Or is it more than that?
This is just whether he's a consumer or
That's
buyer.
just finding out what he is.
That's right. Time alone does not change a consumer into a buyer.
Okay.
Time alone is nothing
Mm-hmm.
because it's about his state,
Mm-hmm.
right? Time might help. Like, for example, when I am completely settled, I'm no longer doing the book tour, I've got a house with a yard, right? Then my sister says, going to give you Bentley, the wonderful golden retriever. Oh, okay, I love him. Yeah, all right. Good to go, right?
Right.
But a woman saying, well, if I give him another year,
No.
he's going to flip.
Not if she
That
doesn't do the
time
strategies.
has nothing to do
No,
with
not
that.
if she does. Here's the strategies that, and it's much more involved in this, but you have to be willing to say, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
And you have to follow through. And that's the hardest part, because when a woman doesn't follow through with the threat, and I'm using quotation marks, they're like, empty threat.
Right. And that's where the coaching comes in, because you need that support, and you need the devil's in the details in each strategy, because it's going to be very difficult to do that if you've been together 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? Very difficult. Or you're living together. See, women think too, well, I'm living with him, he's committed. He's not bonded.
Not really.
Right. I love that, Alan. I love him. Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, no. Living together is not the thing, because, you haven't made the decision. See, a man makes a decision to make you the one, because he's taken on that responsibility. When you're living together, here's a statistic that will blow your mind. 50% of first marriages, about 48 point something, almost 50% of first marriages end in divorce. If you've lived together prior to that first marriage without being engaged, it goes up over 60%.
Wow.
And you have the reason why?
I have my opinion, because there's nobody has the actual, you can't look it up and say, well, what's the reason? I believe, from my perspective and my
Research.
well, yes, and my concepts, how I feel about it, is there's one main reason for that. That the man didn't make the decision to make you the one. See, women live by their feelings, men live by their decisions. When you make a decision, if you follow a team, do you have a team you follow?
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if the Dallas Cowboys never win another, what do they win in baseball? Football. Sorry,
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
right?
Well,
If
at this
never
rate,
win
they
another
might
Super
not,
Bowl,
Paula.
Are you going to not follow the Dallas Cowboys anymore?
No, I followed them my whole life. I'll always follow the Cowboys. Yeah.
They're your team.
Right.
You commit. It's almost like you're not even aware of it, but you made a commitment to the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
You made a decision, you follow them. It's the same thing when you make a decision to marry. That's your team. It's like you get the number, you get your jersey, you get your equipment, you get your locker, you're in.
And I think you mentioned this in the book, or maybe you and I were talking about this one time, but that same concept is that it's a rare case where a man will quit on his team and walk away from his team. Even if it's sorry, even if he hates his team, it's hard for him, not in all cases, but it's really difficult for a man to say, I'm out on this team. I'm going to walk away from it, right?
You got it. It's chapter 8 in the book. If any woman wants to know why a man will cheat, but not
Leave
to
for his
her.
mistress.
Right. Only 3% of men who have a mistress ever leave their wife.
But no matter what they tell you, ladies, how bad their wife is, how she doesn't understand him like you do, how he can't wait to be with you, the odds are 97% he's never going to be with you. Because, like you said, they commit.
Because my 5 words, men don't leave their team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80% of divorces are brought by women.
Yep. That makes sense.
But he'll go cheat. And here's why. And I don't say that men are good for cheating. This is not what I'm saying. But the reason is that a man feels that the bond he has made to the responsibility, the commitment he's made is to be responsible for his wife. right? Responsible 2 and 4. So when he cheats, he feels like I'm living up to my responsibility by not leaving.
Wow.
I see that.
It's pretty twisted, but it makes sense.
I see how they thought. I see
right.
why that thinking is there. Yeah, I see that.
Right.
Because he's responsible financially. You know,
In every way.
In every way. I see
And he's
that,
coming
especially
home
if
and
there's
he's
kids.
coming home and he's taking care of things.
That's right.
Right.
Even though he's being sorry, he's still coming home. He's not quitting on the team.
But he's getting his ego stroked by the honey.
Yeah. And again, to what Paula's talking about, he's getting the ego stroked by the honey. He loves puppies. He's telling this woman probably,
You're a cute little puppy.
all these great things, so she'll stick around. And she's like, well, if I just hold on for another couple of years, he's saying that he's going to leave, and then he and I will be together. Whereas he's not a buyer of that woman. He's a total consumer of this woman.
He's already bought.
Yeah, right.
So no, he's not a buyer, and he will. I recommend for women, and this will sound harsh, but I recommend. And again, eclipses happen a lot, but I think if you kind of go by this rule of thumb, I like 5 years out of a divorce for a man to really be a buyer again. Because see, for a man, because he decided it's a responsibility, he achieved all this and he married. And then 80% of the time, it's the wife that wanted out, and that's why they're divorced. He views it as a failure. And so when a man views something as a failure, it takes him a long time to come out of that. And again, eclipses happen, and it can happen sooner. But that's a good rule of thumb for women. And it's one of the questions on the consumer versus buyer relationship test, actually.
Very interesting.
Well, it's a really intriguing book, and that's why we wanted to have Paula back on. Again, the title of the book, honey, you've got it right in front of you. I want to get it completely right.
It's Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One by Coach Paula Grooms.
And Paula has CoachPaula.com.
CoachPaulaGrooms.com.
CoachPaulaGrooms.com.
Yeah, isn't it funny? My last name is Grooms, and I make grooms.
Yes, you do. So CoachPaulaGrooms.com. WhyWon'tHeCommit.com.
It's on.
I think
it's
you got
on
a lot
all
of
books. It's on all booksellers now.
everywhere.
Yep.
And then she's working on the next one for all of you online daters.
I want to read
What do
that
you think
one.
that book? You already got one? What'd you say?
No, I want to read that one.
Oh, you want to read that
That'd be
one?
an
I thought you
interesting
said I already
read. I'm
got
not in the
one.
market anymore. I just want to read it.
Oh, yeah. I just out of curiosity to see if we fell into all the
Yeah, right.
the usual things.
Right.
But when is that book expected to be ready?
Well, I'm working on that one.
Yeah.
It's it's like a big juggling. You're touting this book while writing the next, and then I got a third one because I have a strategy for married women called, you're going to love this one, Sexy Mother.
Oh.
I do like that one.
Ooh.
That's a strategy for
very.
married women that I work with.
Well, it's important to keep that alive in your marriage so they're not looking for that part of the, that aspect outside the marriage, even though there's many reasons why men cheat. But you got to keep it sexy at home too, right?
In a certain way that is really wonderful for men. They just love it. So yeah, and that's another book in the pipeline. But I teach that anyway in the coaching, which is fun.
Well, you do some private coaching, like you said. You've had clients come through, and
right, I do. That's basically what I do when I'm not writing my book. I'm coaching.
well, if you have. I mean, I know there's so many questions people are screaming at the podcast right now. Why didn't you ask this? Do you do a lot of, do you take questions on your website? Are people able to ask you questions, submit questions there?
Yeah, they can friend me. They have to friend Paula Grooms because you can't friend on a business site on Facebook.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
to friend on a personal site. But they
Okay.
can friend me at Paula Grooms. And you see that it's me, 'cause
Yeah.
there are many Paula Grooms in the world. But they can friend me, and then they can get into my private group called Wonder Women.
Wonder Women.
Wonder Women.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, remember, men love by wondering, so we need to be Wonder Women.
Oh, I get it. All right. Well,
Oh.
this is such great information, Paula. Thank
It
you
really
so
is.
much for
Thank
coming
you.
back and
Thank you,
joining us
Paula.
again.
It's wonderful to see you again, and so
You
happy.
too.
Congratulations, your first year anniversary. So happy for you.
Well, actually,
Thank you.
Paula, you actually came because last week Alan and I were talking, and this kind of reminded me. We got into a discussion why Alan follows all these bikini models on Instagram, and this explained so much to me.
He's just looking at puppies.
This is it.
That's
He's
all.
looking at his puppies.
And that's
Oh, my
fine.
goodness.
See,
he
look,
can
Paula's
at
made it all better.
puppies.
Paula, they're not Instagram models. They're bloggers.
They're bloggers in bikinis.
Okay.
which makes them Instagram models.
I love it.
I guess
But
so.
puppies are puppies are puppies.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. I understand that language.
That's what I'm saying. Now I kind of understand. You're just looking at all the puppies.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to look at puppies.
Oh.
Like it's
Who
fun
doesn't like looking at
Yeah, it's like
puppies?
you go online and look at cars, and you go online and look at these girls.
And it
They always
doesn't
come home
mean,
to me.
Kelly, here's the thing. When I bring my doggy in here that's a complete different type of doggy that you like, you love on him, right?
Yeah.
It's not that you don't love your puppy at home that you have.
Right. I'm not taking that dog home.
Right.
Right.
Just looking at that dog.
Okay, babe. Sure. Now I am probably blushing.
But I love you.
I love you too.
And we love you, Paula Grooms.
We love Paula,
When you
too.
get ready to come back through town, your new book, we'd love to have you back on to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. CoachPaulaGrooms.com, whywon'thecommit.com. Thanks so much for joining us for some great information from dating and personal relationship expert Paula Grooms. And we want to also thank our sponsor, because if you've been listening to our podcast for any length of time, you've heard us talk about FrameBridge. They make it super easy and affordable to frame your favorite things, from art prints and posters to those travel photos that have just been sitting on your phone. Those should be printed and framed and enjoyed every day. And FrameBridge makes it so easy to do that. And here's how it works. You just go to framebridge.com and upload your photo, or they'll send you packaging to safely mail in your physical pieces. Preview your item online in any frame style, choose your favorite, or you can get recommendations from their designers. The expert team at FrameBridge will then custom frame your item and deliver your finished piece directly to your door. And it's beautifully packaged, ready to hang. And instead of the hundreds you pay at a framing store, their prices start at $39, and all shipping is free. Plus, our podcast listeners get 15% off the first order at framebridge.com when they use our code SANDWICH. We trusted FrameBridge with our wedding pictures. They made beautiful gifts for our in-laws, and we trusted them. We know you can trust them too. So get started with FrameBridge today to frame those photos or send the perfect gift for weddings, birthdays, or special events. Go to framebridge.com, use promo code SANDWICH to save an additional 15% off the first order. That's framebridge.com, use promo code SANDWICH. Framebridge.com, promo code SANDWICH. Thanks for joining us for another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.